Hello my little sushi rolls. Today we're going to be playing some Neptunia Senran Kagura Ninja Wars on PlayStation 4. I've been playing this a fair bit, so I'm actually up to the end game right now. So I'm not going to be spoiling any story today because I've already beaten the story. But playing through some of the end game content will give you an idea of how most of the major stuff in the game works. So you'll hopefully get the idea from all that. Right. First thing we'll do, we just jump straight into a mission so you can see how it works. So there's a bunch of these requests opened up after the end of the main game that we haven't done yet. So, Ruthless Sumo Yokai awakens in Fugi Forest. Defeat the Forbidden Move user. Recommended level 35. Reward Demon of Death Kunai, Scroll of Pitching, and 18,000 gold. So let's go do this one, because my character should be in a good state to do this already. We're taking Homura from Senran Kagura and Blackheart with us, because those are two of my favourite characters to play as in this game. So, I'll show you how it works. It's basically, you can think of it as a sort of, kind of an instance action RPG, basically. It's kind of structured a bit like stuff like Phantasy Star Online, in that there's a bunch of dungeons you play repeatedly, basically, and you have a bunch of different objectives to do in them. Oops. Dodge some of these attacks. No, so the bulk of the combat in this, you can do either by hammering the attack button, which is one way of doing things, but the other thing is holding down the left shoulder button, like you can see here, to pop up the skill menu, which will put the game in slow motion and allow you to switch between your various different skills. The smaller enemies like doggoos, you can generally smash through without too much difficulty. The bigger stuff like this heave-ho here, you will probably want to use the special moves on. There's a system in this called Trigger. So, if we start with Homura's charge skill, that's the first step in the combat. You'll now see on Flying Scissors it says Trigger 2, that's highlighted. So there's a special effect if we use that as the second step in a combo of special abilities. And then there's a Trigger 3 down at the bottom, Ultimate Purgatory of the Beast. And then Trigger End over on Elite Slash, but we don't have enough skill points to do that. So we can pop open the item menu, just chew up one of those starvation pills to recover some stamina. That's the blue bar down at the bottom. And then switch to this one, and you'll see it costs 2 bars of stamina to do Elite Slash. Which we didn't need to, because he was already dead after all that. Never mind. So yeah, you don't have to use those trigger steps if you don't want to, but the sort of ability buffs they give you are very useful. So it's a quick and easy way to get yourself like an attack up buff. And Trigger 3, enemy defense down there. Let's pop a pill. And then he's dead anyway. Alright, so you see around Homura's face it now says Shinobi Extreme. The pink diamond that goes around her face gradually charges up as you attack and take damage. And when that's full, you can do a Shinobi Extreme move, which is a super impressive, heavily damaging skill. And we'll save that for when we come across the next heave-ho that we need to defeat. There he is. So let's lock onto him and Shinobi Extreme him! And those generally do absolutely obscene amounts of damage, so they're most useful for bosses. But they also charge up reasonably quickly, so they're worth using. Alright, let's switch over to Noir. I can remember what button you pressed to do it. There we go. Down on the D-pad. And then Noir works in basically the same way, but her lineup of skills is different. So, for example, she can start off with this sort of charge and explode move. Her trigger 2 is this sort of wide-ranging attack here. And immovable casket is this big wide-ranging one. These are quite difficult to use against this particular enemy because obviously he's got lots of ranged attacks and he's causing us a few problems at the minute. In fact, let's chow down on a few of them. There's a limit on the number of different items that you can take into a single dungeon run. But you can actually have more of that in stock. You can only take a certain amount with you. Oh, I'm missing completely. Oh, and he's sealed my items as well. Oh, he has fallen over though. There we go. Stop that. Right, 2 more to go. I'm not really showing you my skills at their best at the minute because I'm trying to explain stuff as we go and trying to deliberately do stuff. You'll find that things sort of flow a lot more naturally when you're just sort of allowing the game to play, as it were. Right, where are you? Where haven't we been yet? That's where we started, so we don't want to go that way. Let's try this way. Nope. Can't go that way. Okay, we gotta go this way. Up. This particular mission isn't time limited, but there are some missions which are. So you need to take care on those ones. Right. Don't think we went this way because we jumped off the side before, I believe. Oh, hello. Armor's fun to use just because she's got such a wide reach with those 6 swords. It makes her really fun to use in Senran Kagura games, and it's absolutely no exception here. Oh, dodge the paralyzy bullets. This is such a pain. That's, well, I'd say nice clean hit, but it really wasn't, was it? Because look at her health. What we can do, though, is we can do this Furukansen Drive Forest type, and that will gradually restore her health over time as well. The other thing that that does, if I remember correctly, is it makes your ranged attacks more effective. So for ranged attacks, you've got Shuriken, which are more powerful, and you've got Kunai, which inflicts status effects. And they are very useful, because it means you can just clean up some enemies before the rest of them are aware of you. But it does take a bit of time for the recharge. You see the meter in the bottom right of the screen. That shows you your Shuriken's reloading, basically. And the forest battle type that we were just using that helped us heal, that also helps you recharge your ranged weapons more quickly. There we go. Let's deal with all these extra ones before we worry too much about the big guy. Oh, he's noticed us. He's noticed us. Alright, come here and have some. Have some of this. That's a good move. I like that one. So you see, you don't have to do those moves in the order of the suggested combo at all. It just means that if you don't put the right move in the right slot in the trigger combo, then you don't get the buff or the debuff on the enemy. Alright, so that's how a mission works. Let's go have a bit of a look at progression. So if we go to Shinobi Base, here we can take a look at the ninja art skills that all the girls have got. Each girl can assign 4 at once to the 4 face buttons, but as they level up, they'll learn more. So you can pick and choose which ones you want to make the sort of lineup of abilities that you find most useful. So you could have more powerful ones that cost more gauge, or you could have lots of simple ones that you can easily combo together without having to rely on items and so on. So that's fairly straightforward. Spirit gems is the really interesting bit of this. So each girl has a spirit gem board like this. It starts with just the sort of central area of the board being available, and as they level up, more of this board becomes available. And you insert these spirit gems into the board to provide yourself with various bonuses. And also, on top of that, if you lay them out in various layouts of the same colour, then you'll get additional bonuses still. So you'll see if you fill the entire board with the same type of spirit gem, it will increase all of the spirit gems effect by 50%. If you do a large cross like we've got here, that increases it by 50%. And if you do a small square like this, that will increase them by 6%. So it's worth thinking about how you want to lay these things out, and whether you want to really focus on a particular type of spirit gem, or if you want to sort of cover some of your weaknesses. So I'm just going to pop over to the shop, and that will show you how we can fiddle around with it. You can buy spirit gems, but you can also synthesize them. So I'm going to buy 99 of these, because that's all you can hold at once. And then we'll go back to the Shinobi base, and back to spirit gems. And we're going to go to synthesis in the menu over on the right. And we go synthesis, and you see we've got 99 of these. We can use 2 of 1 level spirit gem to make 1 of the next level up. So if I go to this one and say I want to make 49 level 4 gems, I can then make 25 level 6 gems, and make 13. In the spirit gems to be synthesized, there are some that are on registered spirit gem boards. By synthesizing, the settings of the registered spirit gem boards will be changed. Yes, so that just means that some are already assigned to characters, and using them in synthesis is going to remove them from their boards. That's fine, we can take care of that later. Okay, make some level 9s. And we can make some level 10s as well. There we go, but we can't make a max level 1 yet because we don't quite have enough. Oh no, that is enough. Level 10 is the maximum. There we go. Spirit gem cannot be synthesized as it reaches the maximum level. Okay, so you'll see that's taken a few off Homer's spirit gem board there. So let's buy some more and do that again. Just so we can really max out her use of those gems. Oh, that's not right. Take me to the market. So buy... Oh, that's all I can afford. Oh no! Alright, well. You can make money very easily in this game, so don't worry too much if you clean your pockets out doing this like we're doing here. Right, so we need 5 to put down the middle. Alright, let's do it. Alright, we may have to compromise a bit, but that should be okay for now. It'll have to be okay. Right, so what we can do then, you pick a slot, and it was the yokai special attack, or the yokai attack power, basically. Yokai species attack, I think that is. So that means that attack power towards yokai type enemies, which is some of the most common enemies, these things like the doggoos and the mushrooms and that sort of thing, increases by 3% with that. Pop another one there, and then level 7 one there, and then a level 3 and a level 2 as well. That will do for now. So if you look at the status panel over on the right there, we can see that our total increase to our yokai attack power is 13.5%. There's also a limit of, you can only equip up to 5 spirit gems of that specific type. So I can only equip 5 yokai attack increase spirit gems. What I can do though, if I want more red gems to make one of those layouts, I can add things like the Legion attack ones here, which is attack power against the Steam Legion, which is a different type of enemy. And things like attack against bosses as well. So between those things, I could potentially fill that whole board with red spirit gems if I wanted to. And you'll see over on the left-hand side there, it will show you the total level of all the gems you've applied to the board, so you can see how much you've sort of progressed, if you like. And a really nice thing, you can go to this call-up board section, say register, and that saves the layout of the board, and you can then assign that to another character. So if I want to take Blackheart here, rather than laying it out manually, I just say call up, and that copies that board over to her as well. So you can do individual boards for different characters if you want to, or you can just copy the boards across, and there's even an auto option that you'll see will allow you to focus on a particular area. So lots of flexibility in there, lots of character customization in there. There's also equipment, so every character has a set of shuriken, which is their ranged attack, the kunai, which is the status power ranged attack, and 2 charms, which have an effect on anything from attack power to defense to the power of their ninja arts when their stamina is low, all sorts of things like that. So there you have it. Alright, what we'll do now, let's switch to some different characters so we have a bit of a change. Let's go for Purple Heart in the lead. And let's take Green Heart as our partner. And so you see, using what we've just talked about there, we can just go call up board and immediately copy those gems across to them. So they are in sort of optimal fighting condition, ready to go. Alright. Now, other thing we can do this Peaches and Cream meditation here. This provides you with some sort of passive bonuses for your next mission, or your next few missions, depending on how successful you are at it. So let's go for that. It's a peach. It looks a bit like a bum, you know. Right, we go for the hard one because that has the most beneficial effect. And you see down at the bottom left, there are these tickets you can collect to basically skip this and still get the benefit. But it's worth still doing the minigame because you can also get items out of this as well. So we'll have a go at this. So, steadfastness, your inner universe will awaken, open your mind's eye. So the effect of this is that hit points will increase, attack will increase, and defense will increase. And that will apply to both the character we select here and their current partner. Which at this point, if we pick Purple Heart, it's Green Heart as well. So it costs us 1,500 gold to do. Oh, we haven't got enough money. Bollocks. Alright, let's go sell some shit quickly. Sell! Don't have any cash crops. I'm sure I can sell some of this rubbish, so some of these things that I'm not using. I'm not going to use these. Because they're a waste of a slot. Waste of a slot. If you're playing the game properly, then you won't be dying, so... Right, that's better. Let's try that again. Right, hard difficulty. Neptune, here we go. So the way this works is a motion control game where you just have to ensure that your chosen character keeps their balance, and that's reflected by this tipping thing in the middle, and you have to keep the ball on there. And every so often there are these sort of focus challenges where they will disappear from the screen, or you're required to put them in a particular position like this, and that will fill up the progress gauge much more quickly. But aside from that, it's just a case of staying upright. So hold it nice and steady, keep an eye on what the ball's doing, don't let it roll off the end. So while the gauge isn't visible, you can tell how well they're balancing from actually how they're moving as well. So you see as they move from side to side, the actual character and the peach move as well. So you can judge it from that. And on to our third and final wave. So each successive wave gets a little bit harder because the peach is bigger, so it's harder for them to stay upright on it. Mindful peach. There we go. Nicely done. Alright, so because we succeeded at that, the buffs that we get are going to last for 3 missions instead of just 1, and he also gave us 2 ninja secret remedies as well. So if you just skip that, you would get the bonus as if you'd succeeded in it, but you won't get the items. So it's worth doing. Alright, I'm going to go to Kumotsu Shrine, and I'll show you the other part of the post game, which is Yomi Training. This unlocks when you finish the main story. And what we have here is there are 9 dungeons that you need to complete, each of which has 3 levels, and you have to complete all 3 in succession without automatic restoration of health and items and that sort of thing. So let's have a go at let's try the Trial of Luck. Challenges no items and charm effects are raised. Test your luck, activate the Yoma Stones. So on each level of this, we're going to have to track down some Yoma Stones, activate them, and well, that's it basically. So we don't have to kill everything on this one. We just have to find all the items. But you may find that you need to kill some of the enemies in order to unlock some of the barriers that will appear in your path. Let's see. I haven't actually tried this one yet, so we'll see how this one goes. If you're familiar with Neptunia, you'll see there's a lot of sort of guest appearances from characters who have appeared in other games. So Steamax there. He was in Mega Dimension Neptunia V2. He was an antagonist figure there, and he was a thoroughly enjoyable character to hang around with. Right, so turn that one off. Let's deal with these doggies while we're on. Ouch. So defending yourself in this, you've got a couple of different options. You've got the quick dodge move, which is on the right trigger, which you're temporarily invincible while you're doing. See, there's a barrier unlocking by defeating enemies. And then you've got a block move on circle as well. So you can either just hold that there to avoid taking damage, or avoid taking as much damage, I should say. Or if you time it perfectly, as in most games like this, you can do a sort of perfect guard. Which helps you to restore your stamina, as I recall. Again, turn all these off. And of course... Oh, no enemies to worry about there. Alright. On we go then. The helpful big exclamation mark gives you an idea of where you want to go next. You don't have to follow that, because if you look at the level, there are sort of different pathways you can go. But usually that's the route you want to go. Right, explosive doggos. So we want to use glossy purple for this one. Do a radius attack. destroy them before they blow up. Oh! Yeah, the other important part you're defending yourself in this one is watching out for the basically the telegraphs that the enemies give you. So if you watch this guy here, he has a very distinctive animation for when he's attacking. You know that he hits 3 times, and so if you keep an eye on his animation, then you'll know when he's going to strike, when you need to be out there. Oh, hello. Oh, we can't use items. Oh, no. Should have remembered that. Oh, but we leveled up, and that heals us. Because this is one of those games where level up equals full recovery. And I am 100% good with that. Right, turn that one off. And turn that one off. Beat up these guys. That red exclamation mark you saw there, that means that an enemy is doing an unblockable attack. So you will want to make sure you avoid that, or counter it somehow, or defeat them before they do it. Alright, got both of those, didn't I? Good. Let's switch to Greenheart for a bit. I love her outfit in this. Look at that. It's such a good outfit for her. Right, gunmen. These guys are easy to deal with because they're very slow to actually do stuff. And you can very easily dodge their bullets, he says, getting hit by them. And you'll see if you hit people from behind, you do more damage. That's what the red damage numbers mean. Come on. Lovely stuff. Okay, down here next. Oh, hello. Why, hello! Love that attack. It's a bit like Noir's one, but slightly different range due to the fact she's doing it with a spear rather than a pair of swords. Using a bit of health. Let's just switch back to Neptune. The person to the back should heal gradually over time. Their stamina recovers nice and quickly, but their healing is much slower. And I believe that is the end of it. Are we done? Now what? I guess we got to finish off the enemies. Alright, come on then. I'll take out the explosive doggo first. Because they are trouble. And you, Sunshine. The nice thing about the special abilities is that they lock on and sort of auto aim at the enemies you're fighting. So there's generally very little worrying that you're facing the wrong direction or anything like that. And there's a lot of nice AoE attacks as well. So you see there, the red exclamation mark that popped up was because he was about to do his explosion move. So you either want to get out of the way, or smash his face in, basically. So a good idea of how to play this game effectively is sort of getting a good understanding of roughly how much damage each of your moves does on different types of enemy, just so you know how quickly you can defeat them. So I know, for example, that what's it called, Glossy Purple can take out these doggos in one hit. Unless they're just sort of approaching like they were there. I mean, it does cost 3 bars of stamina, so you would hope it's quite an effective move, but... And there you can see we could... as long as we start attacking immediately as soon as they start setting off their explosion move, we can just about defeat them before they blow up. Alright, Sunshine. Have some of this. Right, a lot of these guys now, so worth being a little bit careful and sort of prioritising your targets a bit. Alternatively, you can just do this. Oh, I think I positioned that badly, didn't I? Yeah, that was quite poor use of that Shinobi Extreme there. All right, come on, Greenheart. Let's be having you. Have some of that. Have a bit more of that, and a bit more of that. Tell you what we can do as well is we can do this. This is one of the things that doesn't restore between levels of the dungeon. So you can only do up to 5 of these boosts. But when you're in situations like this where you can't use items, it's worth using them. Alright, so that's the first level of that particular dungeon down. That means that Neptune will stay at that sort of half health that she's at the moment. But if we can get her to level up while we're doing level 2, then she will restore her health fully. So if we stick with Greenheart for the minute, while she's got a bit more health. Yo, gamer! Again, like I say, I'm not going to spoil any story, but yeah, Yo Gamer is the main antagonist. Alright, so this time around you'll see we're in the forest setting with a different lineup of enemies to deal with. Ooh. Taking a beating. Let's give it a bit of that. Do like nice radius attacks. And then finish off these guys because they're very squishy. Because, you know, they're watermelons. Onward! Which way? This way? No. So, if you're wondering how close you are to... Gorgeous Doggo! There we go. That leveled up Neptune. Gorgeous Doggos are like the... You sort of... metal slime equivalent in this. So you hit them and they give you loads of experience. And similarly, there are pot doggoos that if you defeat them... Oh, there's loads of them. Get them! Stop running away! I want your experience! Ah, see, that one vanished before we could take him out. But if you look down at the experience meter in the bottom left, which is the diamond that says level 45 in it at the minute, you can see that Greenheart is almost at level 46 already, despite the fact she just leveled up. Can't get through there. Where do we need to go? We've got to go all the way back. No, that's just where we need to end up. Okay, maybe this way then. Yeah, it's just taking us around in a big old circle. So let's try this way. Nope, nothing there. Alright. Fine. Where do we go? Oh, there's one I haven't done. That'll be what the problem was. Another level up. There you go. Gorgeous doggo is very much worth watching out for. These Yasha Skull guys are pretty tough. You see, they take quite the beating. And there's a level up for Green Heart as well as Purple Heart. Alright, onward. Which way? This way. Gimme! Ah, damn it. Rubbish. That's what I get for hesitating. On we go. Oh, big guy, big guy. Big guy can have some of this. Nicely done. I'm sure you'll agree. And onward in this direction. Alright, just two more after these ones. More gorgeous doggos. I want them. I want them, I do. Lovely stuff. Right, let's use some more powerful ones. So, enemy attack down with that one. And then trigger 2. Trigger 3. And trigger end. Oh, I haven't got enough stamina. Now, you see, you do actually have a bit of time to do things like gather additional stamina as that trigger gauge is declining, so you don't have to do the moves in immediate succession. You just have to do them within a sort of set period of time. Which is nice. That whole system gives the combat in this a nice kind of mix of action combat and a sort of almost turn-based feel. I mean, obviously it's not turn-based, but it gives a sort of slightly strategic feel that often isn't in this kind of game. It's not just about button mashing. Big guy. And I don't have a thing charged. So, have some of this. And then have some more of that. And then have some of this. And then... oh, that killed him. Jolly good. I always get more intimidated by those big guys than they really warrant. There we go. Level 2 done. So you see, these missions are dropping level 10 gems, so they're straight away giving you some of the best spirit gems you can get. Alright, onward to level 3. Your luck will be tested. Defeat the Crimson Queen's illusion. You are on. Right, let's do this. Gorgeous Doggo, where are you? No, but seriously, where are you? They're not here. How strange. Well, there are 4 of these to turn off, though. Oh, each one is turning on some enemies. I see. So we're going to have to go and smash our way through all of those enemies, I guess. You're on. Let's do it. Explosive Doggo. I don't think so. Time to die. Ow. You're not doing the move I expect you to. Alright, have some of this. Right, watch out for the commander guy, because he can do some nasty things. He has a sort of rapid fire gun, which is a bit of a pain to deal with. Divide and conquer. Followed by ranged attack and conquer. Alright, come on, cats. Actually didn't hit the one I was targeting. Alright, you, have some shuriken. You can also have some shuriken. That leaves the path pretty clear to deal with this guy. Hit him. Oh, your attacks are so annoying. Have some more of this. You've lost me all my gold doggoos. I'm not standing for this. Ow. So you see that's the difference between kunai and shuriken. Is the shuriken does less damage, but it could inflict a paralyze on him. Right, there's a nice chunk of experience from the gorgeous doggo, and the others have disappeared, so fair enough. And hit him in the back while he's shooting. Lovely stuff. Now the big guy. Alright, let's soften him up from a distance. There we go. Oh, we nearly killed him actually. Get out of here. Right, that took care of that lot. I'm going to assume there's a boss at the end of this. There sure is. It's your gamer. All right, come on in. I'm gonna Shinobi Extreme you right from the beginning. Have some. That's more like it. And smash! Look at the amount of damage that did. Immense. Right in the back. Lovely. We're in a good state. We're doing a lot of damage. And I think the pink bar is our last health bar. There we go. That was easy. Alright, so that stage is now complete. So I can do that again anytime if I want to, but you have to run from level 1. But you can run it again to grind for more gems if you want to. But you see it's marked with a fin now. So that we do. So you have to do all of the outside ones and then you can do the middle one. And then that's it. That's basically the sort of final end game challenge of this game. So you beat the story, which will take you probably about 10 to 12 hours or so. And then you've got this stuff, you've got the other requests to do, you've got leveling up all the characters to 50, maximising their progression and stuff. So there's a fair amount to do. Not an excessive amount, so it's not like a full-on massive RPG's worth of stuff to do, but it'll probably last you probably about 20-25 hours in total, if you choose to do everything, and depending on how much depth you want to go in with the progression mechanics. But yeah, it's a fun game. I really like this. This is definitely, I think, the best action Neptunia game to date, with Cyber Dimension Neptunia being a close second behind it. I've not really played enough of Neptunia Virtual Stars to know how that compares, to be perfectly honest. I have been meaning to, but I've just had so many other games to play and review of late that after the original video I did a while back, I just haven't had the time to explore it further. So that may well be a sort of nice in-betweeny thing. There were some interesting mechanics in that, and there's a bit more sort of dungeon exploration in that one than this is. This has a bit more of an almost beat-em-up like structure where you're proceeding down a sort of reasonably linear path with occasional branches into different places. So yeah, definitely worth a shot though. If you're a Neptunia fan, if you're a Senran Kagura fan, the Senran Kagura girls are probably a little bit underused in the narrative, in my opinion. But they're there. They're lovable, as always, and they sort of bond quite nicely with the Neptunia characters as well. It's a good game all round, and worth your time. Anyway, we'll leave that there for today, though. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.